Welcome to Islamic Affairs channel, and with us today is the second episode of the series, This is Allah's Creation. We're continuing our journey into the profound wonders of Allah's creation, today focusing specifically on the human body, taking inspiration from the Quranic verse, and in yourselves do you not see? And our deep dive today centers on deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. It's this substance that has, well, baffled and humbled scientists ever since it was discovered. This exploration is really aimed at those who might deny Allah or perhaps view life as just some random event. We want to reveal, using both scientific and monotheistic truths, the absolute falsehood of arguments put forward by atheists and, proponents of evolutionary theories. Our mission here is to conclude with a really profound lesson of faith, drawn directly from these marvels of creation.
Indeed. And what we uncover about DNA isn't just scientific information. It's actually a profound glorification. It's like a silent call to recognize the divine coming from the deepest structures within us. This molecule, it's invisible, really. You can only grasp it with microscopes. Think about it. A detailed blueprint for every single cell, precise equations for millions of functions, and commands that are executed constantly without any conscious awareness or intervention from us at all.
DNA is, at its core, the biological component that makes up the code of life, right? And it's meticulously transferred from parent to offspring.
That's right. And it's remarkable how our understanding of this has evolved. For a long time, people had a very simplistic view of creation. Some even wrongly linked life's beginning to, basic materials like carbon and hydrogen, perhaps influenced by primitive theories.
A very superficial understanding.
Exactly. But then, over a century ago, things started shifting. Knowledge moved towards a genuine study of the intricate code that actually orchestrates all life. Scientists embarked on this relentless journey, uncovering astonishing facts. Facts that systematically started to dismantle all those random theories about life's origin. The breakthroughs in the early 20th century, particularly by Watson and Crick and others, uncovering that double helix structure of DNA that really began to expose the weakness, the fragility of atheistic random theories.
And the structure itself, the architecture, it's truly a marvel. To really get its function, we need to appreciate its design first. What are the core components?
Fundamentally, the DNA molecule is made of two long strands, sort of elegantly intertwined. These strands are built from smaller units we call nitrogenous bases. There are four types: adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. It's worth noting, too, that in RNA, which is crucial for transferring information, uracil replaces thymine.
Okay, so four bases, but how do they connect?
That's the crucial part. There's a very precise pairing mechanism. Adenine always binds with thymine, always. And cytosine invariably binds with guanine. They're held together by hydrogen bonds, delicate but strong. This specific pairing, A with T, C with G, that's the absolute foundation for accurate information transfer, for replication. It ensures fidelity, generation after generation.
And this whole structure forms the famous double helix.
Precisely. The double helix, all neatly contained within the nucleus of every single cell in our bodies.
When you think about the sheer scale of information packed in there, it just humbles the mind. The size of the human genome is incredible.
It really is. Consider this. In a complete body cell, the human genome has about 3 billion base pairs. 3 billion. Arranged across 23 pairs of chromosomes. Now, what's amazing is that this vast program only comprises about 20,000 genes.
Only 20,000. That seems small given the complexity.
It does, doesn't it? And the total information is equivalent to around 800 megabytes of digital data. But here's something even more astonishing. Over 80% of these genes don't actually translate into protein.
80%. So what do they do?
They play these crucial, incredibly complex roles in regulating gene expression. They orchestrate how cells develop, dictate tissue patterns, manage our immunity. It reveals a layer of complexity far, far beyond simple coding. It points undeniably to a sophisticated, meticulously designed system.
It's hard to even picture.
And think about the physical scale, too. If you were to uncoil the DNA from just one of your cells, it would stretch out 2 meters long.
2 meters. In one tiny cell nucleus.
Yes, meticulously packed inside that nucleus, an organelles so small you could fit 50 of them on the head of a pin. And now imagine uncoiling all the DNA from your entire body, all those trillions of cells.
That would be astronomical.
It would stretch somewhere between 60 and 74 trillion meters. That's 400 to 500 times the distance between the Earth and the Sun. Glorified be Allah.
Subhanallah. With so much vital information, how does the cell manage to copy it so accurately every time it divides? What about errors?
It's a process of breathtaking precision. When a cell divides, those two DNA strands separate. Then an enzyme called polymerase meticulously assembles a new complementary strand for each original strand. And the accuracy, it's profound. The error rate is less than one mistake for every billion bases added.
1 in a billion. That's almost perfect.
Almost. And even those rare mistakes are usually caught. There's an intricate repair system called mismatch repair. It diligently checks and rectifies errors before the cell division is complete. The whole design is like an intelligent digital device that not only reads its own code, but automatically corrects its own errors. It affirms a deliberate, masterful design.
So every part of this code points to precision, to vigilance, leaving no room for randomness.
Absolutely no room for the arbitrary hand of chance.
And beyond just copying the code, the way it's expressed, how it's converted into functional parts of life, that also speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. The process starts when the DNA is transcribed into something called messenger RNA, or mRNA. This mRNA then carries the vital information to cellular factories called ribosomes. The ribosomes then translate that information, building chains of amino acids to form proteins.
And proteins do, well, almost everything, right? Build structures, run reactions.
Exactly. They are the workhorses. They form our body structures, and they act as enzymes controlling all the chemical reactions necessary for life. But there's another layer too, these non-coding RNA molecules. They don't form proteins themselves, but they act like master regulators. They control the overall activity of genes, influencing cellular functions in profound ways, dictating when genes turn on or off.
It's just layer upon layer of complexity and control. It seems undeniable then that DNA stands as proof of divine design. Precision is miraculous.
It is. And this precision isn't just theoretical. It has practical applications we see today. Look at forensics. DNA's unique identifying qualities and unparalleled accuracy are used constantly, identifying individuals in court cases with incredible precision, even establishing ancestral family connections through ancient remains. Genetic information systems are clearly designed, not just random accumulations.
And they can tell more now, right, from just tiny samples?
Yes, modern forensics can sometimes predict external features like hair and skin color just from traces of saliva or skin flakes. It's remarkable. This profound reality, for those with secure hearts, brings enlightenment and strengthens monotheistic conviction. And for minds that were perhaps tangled up in the idea of randomness, realizing that Allah created all things with precise measure, and destiny brings peace and clarity.
So this whole discussion about DNA, it's more than just science.
Oh, much more. It transcends science or technology. It serves as a profound lesson in divine creativity. It's a miracle, unveiling the very secrets of life to mankind. We truly have to express boundless gratitude to Allah for this enduring scientific sign embedded within every soul, every living creature, a sign that proclaims the existence of an all-knowing, wise creator.
Let's dig into that idea of randomness a bit more. The statistical argument against it regarding DNA's origin seems overwhelming.
It truly is. Let's look at the numbers. The human haploid genome, that's the set in our sperm or egg cells, has about 3.1 billion base pairs. Now, each pair has 4 possibilities, A, T, C, or G. That's like 2 bits of information per pair. So a single copy of the human genome holds roughly 6.7 billion bits of information, about 800 megabytes of data.
We already talked about the incredible accuracy of copying.
Exactly. That polymerase enzyme makes fewer than 1 error per billion bases. And the mismatch repair system cleans up most of those. This highlights that random mutations are actually rare, and often they're harmful. They cause genetic disorders, which can be severe. So natural selection, even if you accept it, primarily acts to correct errors or remove damaging mutations. It doesn't invent new, complex information.
Okay, so where does the statistical impossibility come in?
It comes when you consider the sheer number of possible random combinations for the human genome. With 3.1 billion base pairs, each having 4 possibilities, the total number of combinations is 4 raised to the power of 3.1 billion.
I can't even comprehend a number that large.
Nobody can, really. Its
Yeah.
magnitude's greater than the estimated number of atoms in the entire observable universe. It's often said there are more possible combinations than atoms in the universe. So, to suggest that the correct functional sequence for human life could somehow be selected from this unimaginable number of possibilities by sheer blind chance, it's frankly delusional. To affirm randomness in the face of such intricate order is profoundly misguided. It really shakes the foundations of reason.
And it raises those critical questions for evolutionary proponents.
Absolutely. How did the original code even appear in the first place? Where did the information come from? And how did the incredibly complex regulatory system emerge? All those non-coding genes, the non-coding RNAs, controlling everything with such precision.
Random evolution just doesn't have answers for that.
It simply fails. These features, information, regulation, error correction, are hallmarks of design. Systems built with deliberate purpose and targeting. Every time we reconstruct a genome, we see evidence of planning, of organization that random processes cannot account for. Claiming this complexity arose randomly is an affront to intellect, to methodical discourse.
So mutation creates errors, selection removes the worst ones, but neither creates the intricate code itself.
Precisely. Neither creates the correct genetic code. And think about the machinery needed for the code to even work, the polymerase enzyme for copying, the mismatch repair system for proofreading. The very formation of this machinery is itself an incredibly complex program design. It can only be attributed to a wise, all-knowing, expert creator. Denying this divine origin doesn't change the reality of the universe. It only disquiets the soul that naturally yearns to glorify Allah, as the Quran says. And I created not the jinn and mankind except that they should worship me.
Embracing these signs brings peace then.
It brings peace to the heart through faith. It's a beacon of divine wisdom. We're called to glorify Allah, capable of creating this genius entity, us from nothing, inscribing its code, giving it hearing, sight, free will. These facts should be like a monotheistic emblem for us, standing against the confusing veils of atheism, division, and doubt.
What about the arguments some make that criticizing evolutionary theory is just scientific ignorance?
The true ignorance lies in attributing life to a theory that, at best, explains errors or adaptations, but utterly fails to explain the origin of complex specified information. You have to ask, does evolution create information, or does it diminish it? Think about it. Does applying random heat or pressure create a functioning computer? No, it disables it, destroys its mechanism.
So modern science actually highlights our smallness.
It reveals our insignificance before the sheer majesty of creation. And this should lead us to awe of Allah, who subjected this profound universe for us, making us signs of his power. It restores our understanding that he is the all-capable. These facts should solidify your faith, listener. They should be a guiding light on the path of monotheism, not a cause for doubt or hypocrisy.
Beyond the statistics, there are just so many other astonishing secrets within DNA that challenge atheistic views. It really is the complete blueprint.
It is, dictating everything from physical traits to disease resistance, even mental faculties. Remember, it was discovered back in 1869, and it just keeps revealing wonders. It provides those precise instructions for making millions of proteins, enzymes, building organs, controlling reactions, all stemming from those 23 pairs of chromosomes, 46 in total. The information density, as we touched on, is just mind-boggling. That data in one cell, if written out, would fill 3,000 books, each 500 pages long.
And reading it would take a century.
Reading it at 1 character per second, yes. 100 years for the information in one cell. This tiny molecule, deep inside the cell, holds over 3 billion pieces of information. Programs for making more cells, mechanisms to keep the whole system working. And another incredible secret. No two people, except identical twins, have the exact same DNA. It's the perfect genetic fingerprint.
That uniqueness is key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a marvel from the Creator, blessed and exalted. This level of precision, this uniqueness, simply cannot be attributed to chance. We challenge atheists. Prove how such a perfect, information-rich system could arise randomly. It's impossible. This discovery, among countless others, testifies powerfully to the Creator's oneness. These intricate programs determining eye color, hair color, it demands profound contemplation, just as Allah commanded us to reflect on our own origins.
So the very existence of DNA refutes chance.
Directly. Chance cannot precisely organize billions of bits of information into a functional code. Blind nature cannot guide a cell from conception through life to death with such purpose. And the near absence of errors in this whole process is further proof that the Creator perfected his creation. As Allah says, the work of Allah who perfected all things. Indeed, he is acquainted with what you do.
We mentioned the 2 meters of DNA fitting in the nucleus. How is that even possible? The packaging itself seems miraculous.
It's another incredible feat of engineering. That 2-meter strand is meticulously coiled, wrapped around proteins called histones, about 10,000 times, to fit inside a nucleus maybe 5 or 10 micrometers across. It's essential for managing and accessing the information.
And how traits are represented, coded in DNA, also defies randomness.
Completely. Yeah. Think about any language. It needs symbols, letters, words, right. And those symbols need agreed-upon meanings. That implies understanding, intelligence, maybe even a teacher. As the Quran beautifully states, the most merciful taught the Quran, created man, taught him clear expression. DNA is similar. 3 billion nucleotides, like letters. Groups of 3 form codons, like words, specifying amino acids. These build proteins. But how are these codes read? How are they interpreted correctly to build the right proteins, especially given the immense length? It implies an intelligence far beyond the molecules themselves. The mere existence of this code, with its inherent meanings, is enough to dismantle the idea of random evolution. It contradicts basic physics and chemistry. Atoms don't have free will or intellect to create meaningful codes.
This level of complexity has even swayed lifelong atheists.
It has. Sir Anthony Flew, who was a very prominent atheist philosopher for 50 years, eventually acknowledged God's existence. He pointed specifically to the almost impossible complexities related to the arrangements necessary for creating life. He concluded there must be a supernatural power behind it. And you see this perplexity among honest scientists facing the living cell. It's like a miniature city. Energy factories. The nucleus has a central library holding the chromosomes, the complete code, intricate error correction systems.
Yep.
Who can seriously claim this arose by chance?
Yeah.
Who designed this organization? And the proteins themselves, each needing a specific 3D structure to function.
It leads to those really difficult, maybe impossible questions for evolution.
Crushing questions, really, like the chicken and egg problem. Which came first? The DNA code that dictates how to build proteins, or the proteins and enzymes that are absolutely necessary to build, copy, and replicate the DNA code itself. You need both simultaneously. Randomness can't explain that.
A fundamental paradox.
Absolutely. And how did the error checking and repair system arise by chance? How could atoms understand the need for proofreading and correction? Or consider cell division? How did cells learn to make exact copies with all 46 chromosomes for body cells, but produce sex cells, sperm and egg, with only half, 23 chromosomes? This precise mechanism allows traits to mix perfectly during fertilization, creating a unique individual with a full set of 46. Chance cannot explain this level of planned differentiation.
Darwin couldn't have known any of this detail.
No, he was unaware of this immense complexity within the cell, within the genetic material. But even without knowing the specifics of DNA, the human body itself, every living creature, carries countless signs pointing to a wise, discerning, all-knowing creator. Think about yourself. You're made of trillions of cells, yet you have one mind, one consciousness making decisions. How do you feel like a unique individual, not just a collection of cells?
That's a profound question.
And think of the billions of precise biological processes happening inside you right now. Digestion, breathing, hormones balancing all unconsciously. Who orchestrated all this intricate activity, not just for you, but for every living being?
And this detailed information within DNA, it also carries implications for accountability, for the day of judgment.
Yes, it offers a powerful analogy. Some atheists express skepticism, wondering how every single deed could possibly be recorded for the day of judgment. They might question the verse. And the record will be placed, and you will see the criminals fearful of that within it. Oh, woe to us! What is this book that leaves nothing small or great except that it has enumerated it? And your Lord does injustice to no one.
Yeah.
How can everything be recorded? Well, we ask them. If this tiny DNA molecule, invisible without a microscope, contains enough information to fill thousands of books, then how vast must be the knowledge of Allah, the one who created all of humanity?
If scientists can read some traits from DNA,
Then surely Allah, the Creator, knows every detail, small or large.
And He is capable of holding us accountable, as Allah says. And for every person, we have fastened to him his fate upon his neck. And we will produce for him on the day of resurrection a record, which he will find spread open. He will be told, read your record. Sufficient is yourself today as an encounter against you. So we hope these insights aren't just scientific curiosities. We hope they serve as a lesson, a reminder. Because as the Quran says, indeed, the reminder benefits the believers.
So, dear listener, you've heard it. This is the very code, the one that has baffled scientists, humbled the greatest minds. For those whom Allah has guided to faith, it stands as undeniable proof. Proof that creation isn't just chance, that life isn't without purpose, and that behind this incredibly precise system, there lies an all-knowing will, a wise power, an encompassing knowledge that never, ever errs or forgets.
Oh, human, think about it. Within you is a code you don't even know exists. Operations you cannot see. Pages copied billions of times without you counting. Errors corrected without your knowledge, without your consultation. Could blind chance really orchestrate this? Could blind evolution somehow teach a cell to write, to review, to encrypt, interpret, and execute complex instructions? Is this really the nature they talk about? Or is it Allah, who perfected everything he created? Oh, heedless one, oh atheist, do you still argue in the face of this? Do you persist in arrogance before this astonishing creation? Faced with secrets that baffle entire laboratories, brilliant minds, nations, through ages, do you still just say chance? Do you not fear Allah? Do not turn back. Don't you ask yourself, like the sincere ones do, who created me? Who fashioned me so perfectly? Who destined my path and guided me? Who gave me hearing, sight, intellect, will, intention?
And oh, believer, this creation of Allah is knocking at the door of your heart. Don't just pass by these signs heedlessly. Please pause at each one. Realize that you are enveloped constantly in Allah's mercy. Within you are inscribed proofs of His greatness. Proofs that, if you truly grasped them, would lead your soul to the deepest submission, make your heart tremble with gratitude, and cause your face to prostrate in love, servitude, and pure, sincere monotheism.
Let this deep dive, even though we've covered a lot, be like a whisper to your heart, a window for your soul, a window through which you can glimpse the light of true knowledge and unwavering faith. And together, let's conclude this profound discussion by proclaiming the powerful truth. This is the creation of Allah, so show me what those besides Him have created.
O Allah, we bear witness that you are the creator, the fashioner, the wise. Glorified be you, how great you are. Glorified be you, how powerful you are. Glorified be you, how knowledgeable you are.
O Allah, increase us in faith in you. Increase our certainty in your greatness, our love for you, our awe of you. Increase our exclusive servitude to you alone. O you who created and perfected, who originated and guided, who destined and defied all intellects. And our final prayer is that all praise be to Allah, Lord of all worlds. And may prayers and peace be upon the one who taught us how to worship the Creator with knowledge and clear expression. Muhammad, peace be upon him and upon his family and companions, all of them. All praise be to Allah for His blessings, both apparent and hidden. This truly is Allah's creation. So where are the minds of humanity? Where is the repentance of those who turn away? We urge you, delve deeper, research more, strengthen your faith.
And to conclude, we reiterate that profound verse one last time. This is the creation of Allah, so show me what those besides Him have created.